What's up everybody, and welcome to my GPC Week 1 match. And GPC, of course, is the grand porking competition. And so my first match is against UziGunner and the Bangla, and I'm on the alt Geo as a Jew because he is a Jew. I've got a bunch of alts that I'm going to be using for the season. And this recording is going to be kind of funky because I recorded it initially on the I postcommed it, and I didn't do a very good job of it. And then I wanted to redo my postcom, which is what I'm doing right now. But Showdown, the replay's gone, so I'm recording over my old postcom. I just removed the voice, so it'll be kind of awkward, but it's fine. So I predicted his 6th exactly. Those were the things that I thought he'd bring, that he was most likely to bring. So Garchomp, Sylveon, Lucario, Mega Alakazam, Rotom Wash, and Gourgeist. I predicted those 6. I wasn't preparing for those 6 in particular, but I was definitely expecting those more than anything. And my team: Choice Band Azumarill, Spidef, CM, Mew, Mega Absol, Physically Defensive Amoonguss, Mix, Mence, and Physically Defensive Seismitoad. So I'm going to be leading off with my I'm going to be leading off with my Seismitoad, predicting either the Lucario or the Rotom or the Garchomp lead. And I'm comfortable with all those because if he led with Rotom, I could Toxicate. If he led with Garchomp, I could hit with an HP Ice Sand. If he led with this, I could go for the Earth Power. And here I knew he wasn't going to stay in, so I'm just going to go directly for the Toxic, predicting either Rotom or Gourgeist to come in, because those seem like pretty fair switch-ins. And he's going to go into the Gourgeist, scout my lefties, which is fine, as I'm going to get the Toxic off on him. And I just want to say right here that I really did not play this game very well. I was not... Oops. Go away. I was really just not in the right state of mind when I was playing, so I made a lot of questionable plays, and I didn't do a whole lot right, so I'm just going to kind of... And I lost it because, you don't win when you make bad plays. But I'm just going to still do my best to analyze what's going on. So right here, it's Gourgeist versus Seismitoad. My easiest switch into Gourgeist is my Amoonguss, and apparently Uzi had it planned out before the match that if he ever got in the situation of Seismitoad versus Gourgeist, he would double out into Alakazam on my Amoonguss so that he could get a free Mega Evolution and a free sub up. So he's going to go into the Alakazam, as I did just play it safe and go into my Amoonguss, and this is bad because I have to switch out, but good news is I have Mew. Mew's especially defensive. It can take 2 Shadow Balls, even if it's modest after leftovers. And he is going to go ahead and set up that sub and get the Mega off. He gets the Synchronize, which doesn't matter because I don't have status. And this is fine because I know I can take 2 Shadow Balls, and I have Shadow Ball myself, so I can break the sub. And I have Calm Mind, so if he started Calm Mind or something, I could Calm Mind up along with him or something like that, you know what I mean? So he's going to Shadow Ball, and he gets the Spidef drop. And that's really bad because that means I'm in range of another Shadow Ball. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball myself and break the sub. So here is where things started going south. So I was feeling really ballsy, and I opted to stay in with my Mew, predicting him to go for the sub and just break it so I could put him in range of stuff like Azumarill's Water or Aqua Jet. But, this was a really bad play because just looking at his team, he didn't bring stuff like Entei, and you'll see later on more reasons why Mew was really, really good against his team, because he doesn't have a great physical wall breaker. So if I just kept Mew healthy, I would have been able to heal. I could have healed on Sylveon or Rotom, but I opted to stay in and Shadow Ball again, which is really, really dumb. And he is just gonna go for the Shadow Ball, and it's gonna kill me. And I'll just let it catch up. So yeah, like I said, this is an awkward recording, but so I definitely should have gone into I kind of wanted to just go into Absol and on the Shadow Ball, but I didn't. So Shadow Ball and my Mew's dead, and that is really bad because now I'm lacking a good check to Sylveon. I lack it was like my only check to this thing. And also it's just a win condition because I had Calm Mind and his team struggled against the Calm Mind Mew. So I'm going to go into Azumarill here and threaten the thing out. I'm just going to lock myself into Choice Banded Play Rough. If I went for the Aqua Jet, then he switched into Rotom or Gourgeist, that'd be bad because I'd lose a lot of momentum, and he has no Fairy Resist, so he's just going to go for the sub to Scout. It's not a bad play, even if I did Aqua Jet, because he'd be able to see if I was banded or not, and he doesn't need Alakazam that much at that point. Like, it very threatening, but he doesn't need it to win because just getting rid of Mew is really big for him. So I'm going to go for the Play Rough, and now he has to switch into Azumarill, into Rotom, so I'm just going to fire out the Play Rough, and it does a lot. It's Choice Banded Azumarill, of course it does a lot. So here I have a very easy switch into Seismitoad, and I'm just going to take the switch, as he shows lefties and all of that stuff, and I didn't bother calculating what that damage meant on the Rotom, which I probably should have, because I didn't calc at all this game, which is not a good idea. But anyways, I'm going to go Seismitoad because I can block a Volt Switch, I can block a Hydro Pump or whatever, and here I'm just going to be able to get my rocks up for free, as he's going to opt to Willow me, which is fine. It's going to whittle me down, so that's not great, but here I'm just going to play it safe and go for the Toxic, but he plays it nicely and goes directly into his Gourgeist, predicting that, so that was a good play. I considered going for the HP Ice on it, and because I have HP Ice, and no, Seismitoad doesn't learn Ice Beam, by the way. Had I gone for the HP Ice, it would have done a lot to this thing, because you'll see later why it would have done a lot, but I just went for the Toxic, which was a poor play, because now I lose the momentum. I still have my switch in fairly safe to Amoonguss, but he's going to double back out, and he's going to go into his Lucario this time, which is also spooky, but I'm okay with this, because I can take any one hit from Lucario and hit it up with a Stun Spore, as he shows Nasty Plot, and I go for that Stun Spore. So here is where I kind of screwed up again, because what I was thinking in the match was I'm just going to go for HP Fire, get damage off so that I can revenge it with Mence or Azumarill or something. But what I really should have done here is gone straight into, I should have either sacked my Seismitoads right away, because is my most expendable member, I felt like, or gone directly into Azumarill, because I could take one hit and then knock it out with a Choice Banded Play Rough. But no, I'm just going to opt to go for the damage with HP Fire, which, as you'll see, is not going to do a lot. And, come on, past me. So, I'm going to go for the HP Fire, does 38%, and he's going to get the full para, which is kind of nice. And here's why I should have just went, no, Mark. No, switch this thing out. You need it for Sylveon, no, and you also need it for Garchomp and stuff. But I'm just going to leave it in and fire off another HP Fire and let my thing die to a Psychic. So this was a really bad play, because now I don't have a switch into Sylveon, and I didn't realize this until after I did it. So this is kind of the thing where I'm talking about I was not in the right state of mind when I was playing. As you can see, this is not how I normally play. I'm making a lot of bad decisions. So I'm going to go to my Absol here and just go for the Sucker Punch to get my free Mega off. It doesn't, like, he can try and 50-50 around on me, but it doesn't really matter, because this Lucario does absolutely nothing at this point. And I'm just going to get the free Mega, go for Sucker Punch, and he doesn't fool around. I'm assuming he had Vacuum Wave, because I have stuff like this Absol. Now he gets to go into Sylveon, and Sylveon's a huge threat since I don't have a switch in, and if it specs, it's going to kill something, and even if it's defensive, it's still going to switch in my Seismitoad, or it's going to kill my Seismitoad, which unfortunately is my only switch in at this point. And if I had Amoonguss, I would have been able to deal with this thing a little better, though it would still been hard if it was able to pass Wishes into stuff like Alakazam. But I have to go into Seismitoad, and I don't know what set this thing is. I'm honestly hoping it's Specs, because the defensive set's going to be a lot more annoying to deal with, especially since it can heal things up. But from that damage, it's obviously a defensive Sylveon, because Specs would have just blown me right back. So I'm going to go for the Earth Power, it does nothing, and he's going to go for the Heal Bell. So I was like, ah, damn it, that sucks. I lost my Toxic on the Gourgeist, which is just no good at all. And here I'm just going to fire off a Toxic, and here he goes for the Wish, and he can just go right into his Rotom, and it's just going to be a bag of dicks. So I'm going to switch out and go into my Azumarill to try and put some pressure on the Sylveon. Sorry, I had a burp. But he's just going to go into this thing, and it's going to get all the way back up to full, which is bad. It's really bad, because that was his only switch into Azumarill, and I let it get back up to full, which was really, really stupid on my part. So now I'm making another really bad play here, as I'm going to expect him to expect my Mega Absol and him not to go for the Will-O-Wisp, but there's really no reason for him to do that because he has Sylveon to Heal Bell away, but I'm just going to do it anyways, and I'm going to let my Azumarill get burnt, and that was really, really stupid because it was my only way to effectively break through his Sylveon. So I'm pretty much, unless I get a miracle, I've lost this game, and he also gets the crit Volt Switch, which is unfortunate because now I can't get a free hit on something, I can't get 2 hits off on something, and it's also important because I'm going to do a lot of damage to this thing, and I didn't pick up that, okay, this thing is not defensive, there might be something weird with this, but I'm just going to go into Immense to revenge kill it, and here's where the weird shit goes down. So I'm just free to go for the Fire Blast here. Worst case scenario, he goes into Sylveon or Rotom, and I should be able to 2-hit KO them with either Fire Blast plus Draco for the Rotom or Fire Blast plus Iron Tail for the Sylveon. And especially since I have the Life Orb. And yeah, okay, come on, go. Yeah, so Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's going to be really hard for me to win at this point because I don't have my best breaker, and I have nothing that can one-shot the Sylveon from where it stands, which is bad, and plenty of other stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about in this, but we're just, go, damn it. Okay, so he's going to reveal Scarf Trick, and that was really interesting. He said after the fact that this was meant to lure in Mega Absol or Sneasel, and he said he had Destiny Bond on this as well, so it was good for crippling one of my things or getting off with Scarf D-Bond because Mega Absol or Sneasel did a lot to his team. So I get tricked to Scarf on Mence, which could potentially win me the game, potentially, if that's not Scarf Garchomp, but just based on his team structure, it looks very likely that it could be, because this, I guess, this thing is not a good Scarfer. It's just meant to bait out the thing, but of course I'm not thinking about any of that, and it doesn't really matter what I do at this point, but I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast, and I'm going to miss here, which is just kind of adding insult to injury, but I'm going to just go for it again, and he lets the thing die. I guess he could have gone into Rotom to save differential, but he has the free switch into Sylveon, and I have nothing to take a hit, so I'm just going to go off and sack my Seismitoad. He's got the free Heal Bell of his life, because a Sylveon can definitely take 2 Fire Blasts from a Salamence. He's going to go for the Protect here to burn stall me a little bit, which is fair, as I go for the Toxic here, and now I'm going to go for the Earth Power, predicting him to go for Heal Bell, which, like, it's a good play, I guess, but it doesn't do anything for me because the Sylveon is not in range of either Absol or Salamence's Iron Tail, and unfortunately I don't have anything like Swords Dance here, and if I had Sword Dance I would go for it on his Protect, and that would have won me the game potentially, but unfortunately I don't have that, so I just have to go for the Iron Tail, and the only way I could kill this Sylveon is via a crit, which would be, of course, extremely unlikely. So it's just going to switch out into the Mega Zam and effectively sack it off, I guess maybe banking for an Iron Tail miss, maybe, but we're going to kill the thing, and now he's going to go into his Rotom here, and I just have to go for the knockoff. I really wish I had Sword Dance now, but I needed all my coverage options, so I'm gonna go for the knock, and he lives. I don't know what kind of roll that was. I really wish I could have killed it though, if I could have, but no, I didn't. So now this thing's gonna be able to Pain Split and take itself out of range of any move I go for. So I switch out into Mence. I forget why. Maybe if he went, I don't remember why, but at this point I cannot win because I can't kill his Rotom and I just can't break through his team, and he goes into his Garchomp and he's Scarfed, so that's going to be the game because I cannot take out that Garchomp possibly, so I'm just going to forfeit here. Like a crit Sucker Punch isn't going to do the job, so I just click forfeit, and I was pretty unhappy about this. I said bad game and all that, but yeah, that was that. So I forfeited the game away, and I was not proud of how I handled myself. And after the game, I was really just salty and bitter and pissed off and stuff. And I'm just not proud of the way I played. I just starting at the Mew play where I left it in when it was at -1, predicting a sub. That was really stupid. and I just did not play anything near to how I normally would play or how I should play. So don't expect this shit of a performance next time. Definitely don't, but it happened, I guess. It's unfortunate that it did, and like I said, I don't think I was in the right state of mind when I was playing this, and I don't know. That was that, but Uzi played really well, he planned really well, and I planned really well too. I just did not perform, so I have to play better and also prepare as well as I normally do. So that's it. Definitely learned a lot from this game, even though it was really sad that I had to get destroyed in the process. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you later. Peace.